Hello and welcome to the Weekly Wind-Up with me, Helen Ashcroft. Sir Michael Wilshaw, Ofsted Chief, is in support of school inspectors for failing schools for allowing face veils. Also, Sir Michael has given his full backing to heads wanting to impose a ban on their face veils. The full face veil, traditionally worn by Muslim women, is known as the Niqab. All state-funded schools in England determine their own uniform policy and in most cases reflect the sentiment of the local community. The Department for Education strongly believes that if veils are interfering with learning, then it's a right for Ofsted to take action. Now, this argument has faced strong opposition from various quarters in education. Several head teachers and leaders feel that Ofsted should not be judging schools on dress codes, but on outcomes instead. The Muslim Council of Britain has called for schools and Ofsted to be considerate and cooperative over wearing the veil. Also, the argument was raised this alienates the minority of Muslim women. Strong backing from Leora Crudas of ASCL Head Teachers Union states inspectors should be focused on what schools achieve rather than what people wear. Nottingham Trent University Education Department said Ofsted's threat to penalise institutions where the Muslim veil is worn has no basis in research. Also, there is no credible evidence that a piece of clothing has an impact on intellectual or academic ability. We went out into the local community here in Kirklees to find out how people felt about the Niqab and the impact on learning.
I guess if you're teaching in a class, you would like to see your teacher's face because you connect better. But I guess, certain religious beliefs, you can't really argue too much with it, to be honest.
That's who I am, that's my identity. So, of course, if you're taking that away from somebody, it's like they might not feel comfortable teaching, they might not feel like themselves. So,
yeah. And I think it can put pressure on other people to not express what they believe in or their views on religion if they're not allowed to wear it.
They might not feel comfortable. For example, if a hijab or a niqab or veil was banned in school, and for example I'm doing a teaching course at this uni, so it might put me off wanting to express wanting to wear what I want to wear in a teaching setting, or
it might put people off becoming teachers as well.
Well, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, it's religious, so it's up to them really. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and religious voice really, so it doesn't affect me.
In our studio, we have Khatija Lunat to discuss this topic in more detail. Hello, Khatija.
Hi.
So, tell me a little bit more about this because, I know we've heard from the people in Huddersfield, but I'd really like to have a chat with you about this. So, the Niqab.
Yes.
Is that for religious reasons?
I'd say in the Quran it says a woman should hide her beauty.
Right.
And within that, people interpret it differently. So there's different schools of thought within Islam.
Okay.
So, and the strictest one would be to wear a veil.
So when you say people interpret it differently, who suggests to them which interpretation to go on? Because you're not wearing one.
Yeah, it depends who you follow. Yeah.
What do you mean by who
the
you
school
follow?
of thought that you follow, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, and then obviously that's the religious side of it, and then you've got your personal side of it. So it's for personal choice as well.
Okay, so
and ultimately it's about modesty,
right,
and dressing modestly, I'd say.
Okay, so the people that choose to wear the niqab, they're doing it for religious reasons, and they're doing it for modesty. So do they wear it all the time, as in when they get up in the morning and they're making food at home? When do they wear it?
No, within the household.
Right.
It's when they go, not within the household, it's when you go out of the house.
Yeah.
And then you've got to hide your beauty.
Can I just ask, what's the difference between the niqab and the
hijab?
Hijab.
Yeah. Okay, so the niqab is the full veil where you cover your face.
Okay.
And the hijab is what I'm wearing right now, is the scarf. Like where you just cover the hair.
So when you're talking about school of thought, there'll be some people watching this that are a bit unsure what you mean by that. Do you want to just explain school of thought?
Okay. Within Islam, there's 4 main schools of thought.
Okay.
Yeah, different imams. So it depends which school of thought you follow. None of them are wrong. They're all right. Slightly different beliefs within them. So one might say the veil is compulsory, whereas the other one will say it's not compulsory and it's okay if you do.
Okay.
It's okay if you don't. So in that, there's different beliefs.
And does it tend to be that the family follow one school of thought throughout?
Generally, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, all this has come about from Sir Michael's comments.
That's right.
What do you feel about those?
I think about Sir Michael's comments, he's right in a sense and he's not right. So there is justification to his comments in some areas.
So why is he right?
Well, I'd say if you're a teacher and wearing a niqab and you were working in, say, the infants, say, then I'd say children learn through what they see.
Yes.
So if somebody is wearing the veil and teaching within that setting, I think little children rely a lot on expression of faces and they want to please. So when you show them a smile, they react to that. But whereas in high schools, universities, that's not a thing. So it's not going to hinder learning in that sense.
Okay.
So I think there's two sides of the story, so I can understand where it comes from.
Yeah. When we're thinking about this, what advice do you think you could give to teachers on this matter?
For head teachers, I'd say if it's hindering children's learning, then I'd agree. But if it's not, I don't see it as a problem at all to wear a veil, and it's a religious reason. So I think sometimes the whole Islamic thing is taking over, and it's not appropriate. It's about understanding each other's religious and cultural differences at the same time.
Thank you ever so much for that, Khatija. Please remember, if you would like to comment on this programme, please contact us on Twitter @The Weekly Wind-Up and also on Facebook, or you can email us at info@kirkleeslocaltv.com. Join us on Wednesday the 9th of March when our reporter Carl Warwick will be reporting on the preparations at Royds Hall High School to celebrate the centenary of the birth of Harold Wilson.